So today's idea is based on our previous conversation that I had last week with one of my best friends, Sulema. She was telling me that when we were in high school, she was remembering how we used to go to this famous sandwich restaurant and buy broccoli and cheese soup, and then we would go next door to buy garlic bread to eat with our soup. So today I decided to base my dish on that story, and we're gonna make broccoli and cheese soup. Hello, my name is Shabrasco.
And my name is Sandra, and I am Sumay.
In this kitchen, the secret ingredient is love. All the ingredients, equipment, or utensils that we're going to be using in this recipe, I'm going to leave it in the description box down below. Let's start cooking.
So you're going to add oil to a hot pan, a deep pan, and you're going to add your onions and sweat them. In a little bit, I noticed that I have left my pan getting hot for too long, and it was way too hot, so it was almost caramelized in my onions. So I'm gonna take it out of the heat and add my broccoli stems. Don't trash your broccoli stems for this soup. Use them. That's gonna add more intense broccoli flavor, and if you guys didn't know, the whole broccoli plant is edible, even the leaves. So I added the leaves and whatever was in the stem. Afterwards, you're gonna add like around 2.5 cups of chicken stock. This chicken stock was a little bit bland, so I added like a third of a Beyond cube of chicken. Once all your vegetables are tender, super tender, you're gonna blend them all in. You can use a blender and not an immersion blender, but you have to be really careful because sometimes when you turn it on, the vapor make the leaves get out and you can burn yourself. So always be careful if you're using a blender and not an immersion blender. And I added like a cup of heavy whipped cream, and then I fixed my seasonings. I added a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and then I fix it with salt and pepper. Fix the flavor with salt and pepper. You're gonna bring this mixture back into a boil, and once it's boiling, you are gonna start adding your cheddar cheese or whatever cheese you decide to use. Once you start adding the cheese, you cannot stop stirring. If you stop stirring, you're gonna burn your soup because the cheese is gonna stick to the bottom. So you have to continuously stir until your cheese is completely melted. Another variation that I used to do with this soup is, instead of using, I'm using right now medium cheddar, I use white cheddar, and I added a little bit of chipotle at the end. I will grab chipotle in adobo and blend it and add that mixture into the soup, and it tastes really good. Once your cheese is completely melted, you're gonna grab like a 1 or 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and you're gonna mix it with around 1/4 of a cup of water until there's no lumps. And you're gonna add this mixture little by little until you get the consistency that you want. One of the ways that you can know if the consistency is the one that you want, you're gonna dip your spoon or any spoon that you have available, and you're gonna see how well it coats the spoon. It's called nappe. And you're gonna pass your finger across the spoon, and if it stays separated and the mixture doesn't go back to it, it means that the mixture has the perfect consistency. Once it's thick like you want it, you can add your broccoli florets and your shredded carrots. Your soup will be ready once the broccoli turns a really bright, beautiful green. And there you have it. That's how it looks. It's my favorite soup, by the way, one of my favorites. So once you finish the soup, you can serve it like I did. I did like cut a couple of heirloom tomatoes and cilantro, and added more cheddar cheese on top. Let's see what Mommy thinks about this recipe.
Let's try the recipe.
Oh, yes. Mm. The little hints of cilantro and tomato is delicious.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome.
So, don't throw away the stem of your broccoli. You're gonna chop that really small and add it to your broth. That's gonna give more flavor to your soup. And you just blend it in. All the parts of the broccoli are edible, even the leaves. And this recipe is not difficult. This is, if you take out the broccoli, this is a base for most of your cream soups. If you like this recipe, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you really did like this video, don't forget to share it. See you next week. Mama's gonna see you next week
Bye.
too. Bye.